Hi guys, okay, so this is part 2 of my back to school tips for incoming freshmen. So yeah, let's get started. So these are tips that are mostly going to be for during school, so things you want to do during school. And these are probably the most important tips you'll ever hear. Number 1, remember first impressions are pretty much everything. You don't want to be known on the first day as that annoying kid, or that really weird kid, or that one kid who did that. You don't want to do that on the first day, especially. So just try not to be extra on the first day. Just try to be cool and chill and just relax. Don't be super stressed or do anything like that could cost you like your reputation on the first day. Number 2, before, if you're walking around in the morning, you got there a little bit early, find your classes and find the easiest routes. You're gonna figure out pretty soon that high school hallways suck, and there's always those people who want to walk extra slow with their big group of friends, and they see you, you're coming along, you're trying to get to where you're trying to go, and they just want to block the entire hallway, and you're just like,
"Excuse me, please move. Thank you."
So find the easiest routes to your classes and try to avoid the really big crowded hallways because it sucks to walk through those, okay? Number 3, use your locker if you can. I know a lot of people who complain about their backs hurting and they have the perfect locker in the perfect location, whereas me, I had a locker in a sucky location and I didn't have a choice but to carry all my stuff. So I had a reason to be complaining about my back hurting, but if your locker is perfect, you better use your locker and you better be grateful for that locker because everybody else has a sucky locker, okay? Get rid of some of your stuff. You don't have to carry everything around because you will get some books that are about this thick and you don't want to carry that to every single class if you don't need it. That's just extra work you don't have to do. Number 5, I think. Make more friends even if you already have a lot of friends in your class. There is nothing better than having the whole classroom as your friend. Be able to hang out with more than one person so that if your friend's gone that one day, you're not sitting there lonely like,
"I'm good, no.
You're not texting your friend like,
I hate you, where are you? You shouldn't be here right now."
If you have more than one friend, you won't have to worry about being a loner. Number 6, I think. Be friendly with your teachers. Try to talk to your teachers. You don't have to tell them your whole life story, but be nice to your teachers and don't be rude to them for no reason or try to talk back, because your teachers, you can use them for references for if you get a job, and you can also use them for college recommendations. So be nice to your teachers because they can do stuff for you. Okay, number 7. This tip is for my shy people like myself. I am kind of shy in school, but if you don't like to talk, don't raise your hand. Because I learned this my freshman year in social studies. I think it was US history, and I noticed that the people who raised their hands a lot got called on, and when nobody was raising their hands to answer the question, the teacher would call on the people who raised their hands the most. So if you don't like to talk, don't raise your hand. You won't have the issue. Number 8, read the book. When the teacher tells you to read the book because you need to read the book. Don't just spark notes it or look. I know plenty of people who've done that and they've passed the class with A's, but you don't want to be that person who the teacher asks a really in-depth question and then you're just like,
"Spark Notes didn't tell me about that one. I don't even know what to do."
So read the book or at least skim the book. This is especially important in history classes because sometimes you don't have enough time to go over everything, and there are going to be things on the test that sometimes you might not have gone over, and this goes for AP classes especially. So read the book or at least skim the book. Number 9. Okay, so freshman GPA affects your GPA for the rest of your high school career. So try not to screw up your first year, okay? Because that will dent your GPA, no matter how well you do your sophomore and junior and your senior year. Senior GPA doesn't really count as much. So like your junior, sophomore, and freshman year are really important. Try to be like a little bit more considerate of your freshman GPA because it does count. Okay, so number 10, turn in all your assignments on time because you're gonna have some of those teachers who don't accept late homework. And if you never do your homework, even if it's only like 10% of your grade, that really starts to add up, especially if you're not acing every test or every quiz. And on top of that, you're not doing the homework every night. Like, you may think,
Oh, it's only 5 points. No big deal.
but if you're not doing that every day consistently for a whole semester or a whole term, like, that is really going to add up and affect your grade dramatically. I've seen a lot of people who didn't do that good on tests and the quizzes and the daily work nearly fail because they never did their homework. Like, if they did their homework, it would have pushed them up a little bit so they wouldn't have had to stress about failing the class. So that's especially for languages. If you get a language homework, do it because it's only going to help you in the end. It's just more practice with the language. 11, I guess. Compliment people. If you see someone who has like a nice pair of shoes on, compliment them. Tell them they have a nice pair of shoes on. And I'm not saying like everything you see like compliment a person, but every now and again, don't be afraid to tell that person, I like your hair today. They got a haircut, be like, I like your haircut. Because you can honestly make people's day and you don't know what they're going through. So don't be afraid to compliment people. You can make somebody's day and it makes your day to know you made somebody else's day. So compliment people. Number 12, this one is just simple. Treat people how you want to be treated. Okay? Simple. If you're acting like a bitch to everybody, they're gonna act like a bitch to you. And you can't be one of those people who are just rude to everybody and then crying and complaining like,
Oh, I don't know why they don't like me. I don't have any friends. Like, I don't know what to do with myself.
like you were mean to everybody and they were mean back, so get what you get. Sorry. But yeah, that's a little tough love for high school, but it's just the way it is. Treat people how you want to be treated.